Good evening, everybody. This is VDub here, and I know I started the stream just a little bit late, but I ended up having to do a lot of stuff because we didn't want to go and be out all day tomorrow with it being New Year's Eve and everything. This is the penultimate night of 2023 on the calendar, at least here in the United States. I know there's probably New Year's Eve across the pond and probably closer to being New Year's Day in Australia, I believe. They're probably like halfway through New Year's Eve already. Probably in the afternoon in Australia. I know I got a couple of followers in Australia, but welcome to this Content Creator Basketball Association here on twitch.tv/VDub Productions, or if you guys are watching this on a later time on YouTube. Again, this is 30 teams created by I created 30 teams inspired by various content creators, and tonight we will actually have my team, the Sacramento Dubbmans. As you can see my logo up there, VDub Productions, against one of my good buddies, Jared, aka J-Rod, the Sports Guru, as he is the Minneapolis Sports Guru. So we're going to get started, and here's what we get to see here. So let's see. Nope, we're going to have to edit his uniforms because here we go. Sports Gurus. Like that. Not sure why it's like that. I don't... Let's see here. There's the only thing I don't like about this. Nope. There we go. We'll go with Sacramento there. We'll go with the Sacramento look for my team, and then let me see here. That's the only thing I don't like about Sports Gurus right there. There we go. You know what? We'll go black and purple in this game. Twin Cities. We'll give my buddy Jarrett that look. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, maybe not. Never mind. I thought for a second that this went out for a second again. But now, before we're going to go look at the starting lineups here with Tyrese Halliburton, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Alpern Sungun for my team. And then we look at, let me see here. And we look at, for my buddy Jared here, he has Trae Young, Norman Powell, Michael Bridges, Keegan Murray. Ooh, gosh, that hurts because I'm a big Kings fan, and he has one of my man's, Keegan Murray, but then he has Nikola Vucevic. And I come into this game at 9-5. My buddy Jared, his Sports Gurus come in at 7-7. So without further ado, we are going to get ready to head to the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as we get the purple and black battle. As we are coming to you from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Sacramento Dubbmans looking to try to end the New Year's 2023 portion of the CCBA 24 schedule with the victory here to go 10-5. However, the Minneapolis Gurus have lost 2 in a row. They are now 7-7, sitting in 10th place in the last play-in spot as of right now. But again, these are small sample sizes here. And speaking of Minnesota basketball, the Timberwolves are definitely off to a very great start. I do got to give a shout out to the real-life Timberwolves, who are 23-7 to this point right now. I know they got a game going on right now, but how many people know that the Timberwolves in real life are off to their best start in franchise history after 30 games here? It's a C-plus home court advantage here. This is watch game number 11 as the road team has won 8 of 10 in the watch game so far here. And the Dubbmans will win the battle, or win the opening tip here. It's Tim Hardaway Jr. Give it over to Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton, the former first-round pick of the Sacramento Kings in real life. So in this universe, he's back in Sacramento. Not as a King, but as a Dubbman. See Tim Hardaway Jr. Give it over to Julius Randle for 3. No good. Powell will get the rebound. Trae Young with it. Young coming around with a layup, and it's good. And the Sports Gurus strike first. As Trae Young averaging 29.4 points a game to this right now. As Sagun with it. He's back over to Halliburton. Halliburton back over to Sagun, and Alpern Sagun gets the first 2 points, and he had 13 points and 19 rebounds, 6 assists in the game against the New Orleans Ninjas. And again, that was a simmed game as both of them will be playing their first game as a watch game. Over to Vucevic, and Nikola Vucevic had it, but no good as Sagun with the rebound here. Halliburton coming around. Hallie with a jump shot, and it's good, and the Dubbmans are on top 4-2. We had quite the battle yesterday until the fourth quarter in last night's game. And then we had a 17-point comeback here. It's Keegan Murray with it. So he gives it over to Trae Young. Back to Bridges, and Bridges fouled and won as Julius Randle called for his first personal foul.
Julius Randle. First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for Minneapolis,
Mikal Bridges. Hits the free throw, and the Sports Gurus are back on top 5-4. See over here, gives it over to Sagun, and Sagun with the jam, and it's 6-5. As we are 2 minutes into the first quarter here, and the Dubbmans with the 1-point lead. So far, we've had 3 lead changes, 2 ties, I believe. Vucevic with it. Powell for 3. No good. Sagun with the rebound. Hallie has it. Back to McDaniels. McDaniels giving it over to Halliburton. It's over to Tim Hardaway Jr. And there is a foul on the play, and Mikal Bridges, and that's a reaching foul.
First team foul.
Gets it in there, and see McDaniels give it to Halliburton. Halliburton for 3, and no good. That was in and out. Look at Bridges there. No good. McDaniels will grab the rebound. As we are 3 minutes into the first quarter, the Dubbmans up 6-5 over the Sports Gurus. See Julius Randle loses it. Trae Young will get the steal. And you see Young coming around. Gives it over to as Mikal Bridges with the bucket there, and it's 7-6. The Gurus 3 of 6 shooting. The Dubbmans are 3 and 5 early on here as we're approaching 3.5 minutes into this ball game. Game coming to you from the Target Center is Halliburton for 3, and he drains it. 9-7. The Dubbmans are on top. Again, this is the final stream of 2023 for me. Definitely for sure. As you see, Young will get his offensive rebound. Oh, and he loses it there as Julius Randle will get the steal. Randle going coast to coast, and he gets the bucket on that layup, and it's 11-7. But as I said, though, this is the last stream of 2023. Definitely the last one of CCBA. We will not have any more action until 2024. As you see Trae Young with the layup attempt, no good. Randall with it. You see McDaniels finding over the Randall. Randall with the jump shot, no good. Keegan Murray grabs the rebound. Bridges with it. Give it over to Trae Young. Young with a jumper, no good. Randall grabs the rebound. Trae Young only 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting, and he does have a steal in this game to this point. Hallie the Sagun. The Sagun, look at that layup attempt there, and it's 13-7. Tyrese Halliburton assisted on 45% of the points so far this season for the Dubbmans. You see Mikal Bridges. Get over to Trae Young. To Bridges. Bridges almost lost it for a second. Powell with it. Powell gets a jump shot. No good. It's Julius Randle with the rebound here. Go to Tim Hardaway Jr. Hardaway back over to Tyrese Halliburton, who had a 3 earlier in this game. Back to Julius Randle. Randle to McDaniels. McDaniels with the 3-point shot, and it's good. And we have our first timeout in the Sports Gurus. The Sports Gurus on it, giving up the last 10 points, and it's a 9-point lead for the Dubbmans as we head to our first timeout. First timeout of this game, and we're going to go look at some scores around the NBA here. And we had some amazing results here. Let's go to Salt Lake City here as the Utah Jazz defeat the Miami Heat 117-109 in Salt Lake. And in Detroit, congratulations Pistons, you end your 28-game losing streak and NBA record. Congratulations, 129-127 over the Toronto Raptors. I think the Raptors need to fold. The Pacers with a 140-126 win over the New York Knicks. Games in progress with under 2.5 to play. The Minnesota Timberwolves, who I just mentioned earlier, are leading the Lakers 100-95. I know my buddy Jared is happy, but my buddy Justice, he's not so much right now. In Chicago, we have a final too. The Bulls defeat the 76ers 105-92. And in San Francisco, with about 8 minutes to play, the Dallas Mavericks with a 108-101 lead. And that is your results around the NBA to this point. Maybe a little bit later on today, I will probably have. Maybe a little bit later on tonight, I will probably give out some top 25 college basketball scores around the men's. You see Jaden McDaniel stats: 9.1 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, and 2.3 assists per game. That is the season stats to this point. As we're going to be heading back into action here, as the Sports Gurus are going to inbound it. Vucevic gives it over to Trae Young. Trae Young with it, gives it over to Norman Powell. Powell back over to Vucevic. They got less than 2 to shoot here. Trae Young with it. 4 to shoot. Young gives it over to Vucevic. Vucevic, and that will end the drought, scoring drought there. Julius Randle with it. As we're under 6 to play in the first quarter. 16-9, the Sacramento Dubbmans on top. Still holding on to it. 4 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Julius Randle 4-3, and he drains it. It's a 10-point Dubbmans lead to this point. You see Powell coming around. Back over to Mikal Bridges. To Vucevic. Powell for 3. No good, and Julius Randle will grab the rebound. Ben Simmons now on the court for the Dubbmans. You see Halliburton for 3. No good, as Vucevic will grab the rebound here. Norman Powell on it, gives it over to Trae Young. Young, he gets the layup and it's good. It's 19-11. As you can see, Trae Young averaging 29.4 points a game. Looking down on some of the stats right now, the Murders with 51% shooting in field goal range. They see Halliburton with another bucket there. You see on the road, Hallie is averaging 22.9 points per game, 8.6 assists per game. Later on tonight, you see Vucevic will get the points there. It's 21-13. But later on tonight, I'll be posting on my X, aka Twitter account at VOD Productions, statistics and some current awards for like weekly awards, since we don't have monthly awards just yet. As you can see here, Halliburton coming around. I thought he traveled for a second. Simmons, 2-1. Ben Simmons for 3, no good. Vucevic will get the rebound. But Ben Simmons has never been known as a three-point scorer. Nikola Vucevic, look at that jam there, and it's 21-15. And there, and you see Ben Simmons. Back over to Halliburton. Halliburton, give it over to Sagun. Alpern Shingun. I think I heard a little bit of an accent there with Shingun. Listen, some of these names I'm still like unfamiliar with in the pronunciation. See, Mikal Bridges. That shot up no good. McDaniels will grab the rebound. Under 3 to play here in the first quarter. The Sacramento Dubbmans up by 8. See Ben Simmons with that layup, and it's good, and it's back to a 10-point lead for the Dubbmans, who are shooting 11 of 16 in this game. The Sports Gurus only 7 of 16, as you can see the graphic on the bottom there. Gives it back over to Powell. Powell for 3, no good. Ben Simmons will grab the rebound there. Norman Powell only 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. Let's see Hallie with it. Tyrese Halliburton with a spin. Ben Simmons, 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Ben Simmons, and he's going to get that hook shot in, and it's good. And it's a 12-point lead now for the Dubbmans. With under 2 to play here in the first quarter, you see Trae Young. He's going to get to the line as Ben Simmons called for his first personal foul.
Personal foul, second team foul. At the line for Minneapolis, Trae Young.
Trae Young shooting, and he makes the first one. So we got some substitutions coming into the game now. Looking at the lineup, Simmons, Randall, and you got Ayo Dosunmu, Griffin. And then let's see here. Trae Young still in it, and then you got Jackson, Bogdanovich, Achimura. Yeah, Bogdan Bogdanovich, a sports guru, a former king in real life. And it's back to a 10-point deficit again. Griffin with it. See, Randall has it. And Azubuike with the jam. And it's 29-17. Over there, Trae Young coming around. Young giving it back. And that is a charge, I believe. Yeah, that is a charge being called against Trae Young. As we're going to have substitution now. All right. And you're going to have a couple players coming into the game now. Ayo Dosunmu into the game. I wonder what my buddy RMP thinks about Ayo Dosunmu. Get over to Julius Randle. Laravaria, no good, as Hernan Gomez gets the rebound. The Dubbman rebounding battle isn't too bad right now. It's 9-7 in favor of the Dubbmans. You see, no good. Make that 10-7 now as Ben Simmons will get the rebound. Randall with it. Julius Randle back over to Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, 9 to shoot, 8 to shoot. And he gets a shot up, and it's good. It's a 14-point lead again. 10-2 run for the Dubbmans. As we are approaching 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter, as Willie Hernan-Gomez with the bucket. 12-point Sacramento lead. Ben Simmons with it, with 16 to shoot. They do have to get a shot off before. You see Ayo Desomnu. As Julius Randle will hit a three-pointer and he drains it. It's a 15-point lead now. Under 10 to play in the first quarter. And it's been total dominant for Sacramento from the first third of this first quarter, I should say. And there's a shot up. And it will count. However, the Sacramento Dubbmans with a 34-21 lead at the end of one. All right, back at the Target Center here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Sacramento Dubbmans up 34-21. And this is watch game number 11 here. As I mentioned earlier, 8 of the first 10 games have belonged to the road team. Only the Richmond Darkwolves and the Seattle Dad Gamers have wins as a home team. Now, there's still plenty of game to play. You see Hernan-Gomez. You see Young, Jackson, Hernan-Gomez, Bogdanovich, and Achimura. The lineup set so far to start the second quarter. You see Ronnie Achimura. Achimura there with the jam, and it's an 11-point game. Ayo Desomnu. See Simmons, Desomnu, Randle, Griffin, and LaRavia. See Julius Randle will miss the rebound there. Back over to Young. Young to Bogdanovich for three, and he drains it. And it's back to single digits again. As we are approaching 1 minute into the second quarter, Ben Simmons to Julius Randle, and Randle misses it, and Willie Hernan-Gomez will grab it. Back over to Jackson now. Jackson to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich, no good. Randle will grab the rebound. Back over to the Desomnu. Back over to Simmons now. Simmons back to Randle to Griffin. Griffin to Ben Simmons. Back over to Julius Randle. 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Randle with the layup attempt, no good. Hernan-Gomez will grab the rebound. Trae Young. Still in this game so far. As you see, Young needs to get something going here. You look at that pass to Hernan-Gomez. That assist there. Averaging 25.7, which is 14th in the NBA, but they have 10 already. But that play right there cuts the Dubbmans' lead to 6. As you see, Ayo Desomnu, no good. And by the way, that's a 9-0 run dating back to Trae Young's shot to end the first quarter. See Young giving over to Bogdanovich. Back over to Hernan-Gomez. Back over to Achimura. Achimura for three, and he drains it. It's now a 3-point game. Get over to Griffin, not Blake Griffin. As we're approaching 9:20, you see LaRavia for three. And he hits the three. So that will end that 12-0 run there but it's still a 6-point game. Bogdan Bogdanovic back to Jackson. Bogdanovic with the shot up, no good. Julius Randle will grab the rebound. Randle, give it over to Griffin. Thought about the three, but thought better. Simmons gives it back to Randle. Randle for three. That'll go no good as Achimura will get the rebound. Randle with 8 points in this game on 3 of 9 shooting. It's Trae Young with the shot, no good. Randle did hit 2 for 5 though to this point. You see Randle with it. Give it over to Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons back to Julius Randle. 8 to shoot. Oh, Randle thought about the shot, but not better. Simmons with the shot up, and it's good. Ben Simmons with 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting to this point. Back up to an 8-point lead again, and we're approaching 8 minutes to go. As you see, Trae Young with the layup, and it's good, and timeout for Sacramento. And we're going to take a little bit of a time out here to go over some real-life NBA scores that are going on right now. And as I mentioned, we have 6 games on the slate, 4 finals already here, with the Jazz defeating the Heat 117-109 in Salt Lake. The Pistons put an end to their 28-game losing streak. They defeat the Raptors 129-127. Raptors, you should fold. The Pacers with a 140-126 win over the New York Knicks. The Bulls with a 105-92 win over the Philadelphia 76ers. And it just became final. The Timberwolves are now 24-7 on the season. Their best start in 31 game season ever. 24-7 said their best start, 31 game start, I should say. They win 108-106 over the Los Angeles Lakers. And with 2:15 to play in the fourth quarter, the Dallas Mavericks with the 121-114 lead now make it 123-116 over the Golden State Warriors in San Francisco. As we are getting ready to head out of that timeout here. 8:05 to play. 6-point lead for Sacramento in this game, the Dubbmans. See, Mike Brown. And the Dubbmans will inbound it here as Shungun with it to Julius Randle. Randle coming around. Get it over to Simmons. Back over to Julius Randle. Randle for three. No good. Bogdan Bogdanovic will grab the rebound. Want to try to get this game closer. Young gives it over to Vucevic. And Vucevic with the poster jam there. And it's 39-35. See Ben Simmons, look at that, going there. He has 10 in this game. 6 from mid-range. It's back up to a 6-point lead for Sacramento. Here you see 7 to play here in the second quarter. 8 to shoot. Trae Young coming around. He's been rejected by Ben Simmons. Young does get it back, and he will get the second chance points there. If it counts as a second chance point after a block. 41-37. Sacramento led by as many as 15 in this game as you see Simmons with a jumper, and it's good. That's 12 for Ben Simmons. And this team's lead back up by 6. See Trae Young coming with it. Back over to Powell. Bogdan Bogdanovic with it. As we're getting some substitutions coming, Bogdanovic has got to get that shot up, and he will. He drains the three, and it's a 3-point game. See Ben Simmons. Julius Randle coming around, and look at that jam right there. He just found a way to get through all the defenders, and it's back to a 5-point lead for Sacramento here. 45-40. And Young loses it as Ben Simmons will get it. Back over to Tim Hardaway Jr. Back to Simmons. Simmons. Shot no good. Trae Young will get the rebound. Norman Powell with it. Powell has it. 13. 10 to shoot for Powell here. 5-point lead here. Coming around. Trae Young layup attempt no good. Randall will grab the rebound. As we're approaching 5 minutes of play in the second quarter. 45-40. Back over to Randall. Griffin for three, and he drains it. Adrian Griffin, I believe that was the Griffin that made the shot, and timeout for Minneapolis here. Let's go look at some games around college basketball. All right, looking at some of the top 25 scores here. Earlier today, number 10 Marquette in a big early Big East matchup defeats number 22 Creighton 72-67. I believe that might have been the only game in the between two top 25 teams. In Durham, North Carolina, number 16 Duke defeat Queens College 106-69. Number 20 James Madison, who did have that early upset against Michigan State. They still are undefeated. They still remain ranked. They are number 20th in the nation. They're 13-0 on the season after an 82-65 win over Texas State. Number 2 Kansas 86-67 over Wichita State. 14th ranked BYU 94-68 over Wyoming. Memphis, number 19 Memphis with an 81-70 win over Austin Peay. And we got a top 10 upset here. Florida Gulf Coast 72-68 winners over number 7 Florida Atlantic. And number 3 Houston defeats Penn 81-42. And those are your top 25 scores in college basketball. And as we're heading back to action here at Target Center, 48-40. The Sacramento Dubbmans on top. They led by as many as 15 in this game. The Gurus cut it to within 3. See Norman Powell in their loss to Philadelphia. 10 points. As you see, there's a miss there. Halliburton will grab the rebound. Tim Hardaway Jr. Give it over to Halliburton. Hallie coming around with a jump shot. No good. Jackson will get the rebound. Powell with it. He's coming around now. Give it over to Mikal Bridges with 10 to shoot. 8 to shoot here. Back over to Norman Powell for 3. He drains it. 48-43. Hardaway Jr. went over to Shagun. Back over to Griffin, who hit the 3 before that timeout, and there is a foul on the play, and Nikola Vucevic for the reach-in gets his first personal foul.
First team foul. In for Sacramento, number 23, Olivier Maxence Prosper.
Prosper is into the game. See Adrian Griffin gives it back over to Hardaway. Finds Halliburton. Halliburton for 3. No, it's inside, but it still makes it anyway. It's 50-43 now. I thought that was a 3, but he shoots it. Powell back to Mikal Bridges. Powell gets it back over. He's going to get the layup attempt, and it's good. 50-45. Norman Powell, 7 points. 3 of 7 shooting, but he is a -10 on the court. Back over to Prosper. Back to Halliburton. See Halliburton back and stolen by Vucevic. Norman Powell coming around. Powell will get that shot up. No good. Hardaway Jr. will grab it. Still, he's a 5-point game. Halliburton with the layup, and it's good. Tyrese Halliburton extends the lead to 7 for the Dubbmans. See Powell give it over to Vucevic. Is Vucevic with the layup attempt no good? Griffin gets it back over to Halliburton now. Hallie with it. To Prosper. Back over to Hardaway Jr. Back over to Prosper here. Halliburton giving it back. Halliburton for 3. No good. Norman Powell will grab the rebound here as we're approaching 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. See Jackson over to Vucevic. And there's the bucket. It's back to a 5-point lead again. Nikola Vucevic, 10 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Five minutes to play here. Tim Hardaway Jr. giving over to Prosper. Prosper back to Hardaway Jr. Back over to Halliburton. Halliburton coming around. Hallie with the layup attempt. No good. Jackson will grab the rebound. As we're approaching 1:17 to play here in the second quarter before halftime. Nikola Vucevic, as they're going to have a couple more substitutions coming out here. Mikal Bridges with it. Give it over to Norman Powell. Powell, you got 7 to shoot. Under 5 to shoot now. 3. Get it up. Jackson. And he hits the 3, and it's a 2-point game now. Closest they have been since the Dubbmans jumped up to that 15-point lead before the end of the first quarter. Griffin. Right over to Shangun. Halliburton for 3. No good. Bridges will get the rebound. That's a real tight spot. Joins us here at Target Center. As we're about to end the first half here. 52-50 to Dubbmans on top. Nikola Vucevic with the shot, and it's good. And this game is tied at 52 with 25.4 to play here in the second quarter. And this has been a quarter dominated by the Sports Gurus, and they finally figured out a way to tie this game. But Halliburton can shoot. They do have to get a shot off before the end of this quarter. Halliburton gets free. Shungun with the bucket, and it's good. 54-52. Vucevic, you see Jackson will get the 3-point desperation shot from half court. No good, and we head to halftime. For the Sacramento Dubbmans with the 54-52 lead. This has been a very crazy first half. The Dubbmans, as I said, got off to a 15-point lead in the first quarter, and now it's only a 2-point deficit for the. And now it's only a 2-point lead for the Dubbmans going into the halftime. And you see Vucevic 12 points, 6 of 8 shooting. As you can see, there's no sound to the commentator voice, but you see David Aldridge interviewing him. And we are going to go to the halftime. Because for some reason, when I play that whole thing, I get a copyright claim. Looking at the Sports Guru schedule, they go to Memphis Jedis, then they're home to the Breezy Bunch Sports Gaming, and then they're on the road at the Richmond Dark Wolves. By the way, one of 2 home teams, as I mentioned, that has won a watch game. As I said, this is watch game number 11 The previous 10 games, 8 of the 10 teams that have won have been on the road. Don't know why there's not that much balance between road teams here. As you see, the top performers, Julius Randle, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Very quickly could get a triple-double. If you look at Trae Young actually getting the top performer, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists. And again, as you see, towards the end of the first half here, and you see those little acrobats there as we head back, start the second half here. The Sports Gurus will get the ball to start the second half. Trailing only by 2. You see Trae Young giving over to Norman Powell. Powell for 3. He drains it, and the Sports Gurus are back on top for the first time since the first quarter, when it was 7-6, I believe. The Sports Gurus have come back to take the lead. They tied it late in the second quarter. You see Julius Randle coming around. No good. Keegan Murray grabs the rebound. And Trae Young. Over to Vucevic. And you see Trae Young with it. They have 8 to shoot. Young coming around. Young with a jump shot. No good. McDaniels will grab the rebound here. Halliburton here with over a minute into the third quarter. Back over to Julius Randle. Back to McDaniels. Over to Tim Hardaway Jr. to Julius Randle. Randle spin move. Layup good. The Dubbmans are back on top by 1. See Trae Young with it. Getting guarded by Halliburton here. See an open player there. Oh, see, there you go. Gives it over. Keegan Murray, I believe that's for 3, and he drains it. Yes, that is Keegan Murray. I believe that's the first time I called his name scoring-wise, and the Sports Gurus are back on top by 2. Their largest lead, tied for the largest lead. When they were up 2-0, is see Julius Randle for 3, and he drains it, and the Dubbmans are back on top by 1. As we're over 2 minutes into the second quarter. Powell with it, coming around. Vucevic for 3. No, that was 2. Never mind, not for 3. He was inside. Randle almost lost it for a second. The Dubbmans do maintain possession, though. Halliburton with a jump shot, and it's good. It's a 3-point lead. 13 points in 18 minutes for Hallie on 50% shooting here. Edge wins. Christian was kill shot, then won the title. Oh, wow. That was interesting. So, Christian was kill shot, then won the title back, cashing in on the title shot. Wow. As Vucevic will grab the rebound. Yeah, keep me updated, Tight Spot, on AEW World's End. As you see Trae Young with the bucket there, and it's 62-61. And the Sports Gurus are back on top. See Halliburton. Jumper, and that's good. And it's a 1-point lead again. Tyrese Halliburton, 15 points in this game. Last night we saw Jaylen Brown. As you see Vucevic there with the jam, and it's 64-63. But Jaylen Brown has the most points in a watch game with 52. In a losing effort, though, you see Halliburton with a shot up, in and out, no good. And Mikal Bridges with the rebound. And as you see, Vucevic will lose it. Tim Hardaway Jr. coming around, and with the dunk, and that's a 1-point lead again for the Dubbmans. This has been a back-and-forth third quarter so far. Trae Young for 3. He misses that triple opportunity here. Randall will get the rebound. But yeah, tight spot. Do join us here. You see Halliburton with the jam. It's back to a 3-point lead again. 13 lead changes 3 ties. Yeah, look at that deep 3. No good. 7:15 play in the third quarter. Randall coming around. Back over to Halliburton. Halliburton for 3. He drains it. It's a 6-point lead. Tyrese Halliburton with 20 points, 9 in this quarter. And a timeout called by the Sports Gurus. We're going to take a timeout here, and we're going to give you a small update for those that are watching over here or lurking on Twitch right now. We are at the 2-minute warning here, and the Cowboys with a 17-13 lead over the Detroit Lions. Again, the Lions have already won their first division championship since 1993. But they are still fighting for home field advantage. But however, this is not going to help them, as they're still, for them, I think really they got to win out to try to get that 2 seed. I don't know if they're going to get the 1, but the 2 seed I think they should be fighting for. Because then at least guarantees them 2 home games, even if they have to go through the wild card. And it is a final in San Francisco. All 6 NBA games are now final. The Dallas Mavericks defeat the Golden State Warriors 132-122. And what has this been? Probably a very disappointing season so far in San Francisco for the Warriors. I think the Warriors are on the decline, in my opinion. That's just me, though. You see Tyrese Halliburton averaging 20.5 points per game, 1.1 steals a game, but look at the last 5, you see 23.0 and then 1.4 steals per game. The the Sports Gurus will inbound the ball as Achimura is into the game. Back over to Powell, and you see Halliburton will get the steal. Back over to Hardaway Jr., back to Halliburton. Back over to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. for 3. He drains it. It's back to a 9-point lead again. Dark Spectre joins us here at Target Center with the NWO and all those emos with the FG fam. How are you doing tonight as you see Trae Young with the bucket there? He has 18 points in this game on 8 of 18 shooting. It's back to a 7-point game again. Tyrese Halliburton gives it back over to Shingen. And he gives it over to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. for 3. He drains it, and the Dubbmans are back on top by double digits. They led by as many as 15 in the first quarter. But the Sports Gurus have not gone away. You see Trae Young with a bucket. No good. I'm starting to not feel like dog ass, so I'm all right. Hey, man, get better, Spectre. What's new, V-Bub? Nothing much, man. This is the last stream of the year that I'm doing. And then later tonight, I'll be posting standings. Words hard, man. Yeah, oh, definitely. Especially if you're watching this on the phone. You see Trae Young there with the bucket, back to an 8-point game again. He has 20. But, especially if you're on the phone and you have that stupid autocorrect. Oh, look at that. Shingen. But you see McDaniels there. You see Randall for 3. No good. Norman Powell will grab the rebound as we're approaching 5 minutes of play here in the third quarter. And remember, if you are just joining us, whoever the lurkers are, or people like Specta and Tight Spot, that these games, you see Trae Young with a three-point attempt, no good. These games will eventually be on YouTube. See Tim Hardaway Jr. give it over to Shingun. I was lurking a bit. Awesome. Appreciate the lurk, man. And you see there's a three-point attempt there. Tim Hardaway Jr. makes it, and it's 79-68. The Dubbmans back on top. By the way, when are you going to get the streaming, Specta? And you can see with that shot up there, Achimura there brings it back to a 9-point game again. Hey, and then you come up with a unique logo and I can get you a team on here. When I learned how to work OB, yeah, I'm still trying to learn how. I just got a capture card myself. A Shingun for three, no good. Vucevic will grab the rebound here as we approach 3.5 to play in the third quarter. 79-70, the Dubbmans on top. Oh, Young had a sweet layup opportunity, but he gets his offensive rebound and gets the second chance points. It's back to a 7-point game. Hardaway finding over to Halliburton. Halliburton for three, no good. Howell will get the rebound here. Vucevic has it. Back over to Achimura for three. He drains it. It's back to a 4-point game again, and the Dubbmans will call a timeout. Minneapolis not giving up in this game as we have a timeout called. And let's go look at now some scores from college football today. I believe these are the last bowl games to have to be played for 2023. Let me see. In the Peach Bowl, number 11, Mississippi defeats Penn State 38-25. Maryland over Auburn 31-13. And the least anticipated New Year's Six bowl game, because I'm sure a lot of people probably did not watch too much unless you're fans of the team. And this really wasn't much of a game anyway, especially if Florida having all their players just whining and bitching about not making the playoff, not playing. They deserve to lose 63-3. Sorry, Kaz. You're a good man, but your team bitching and moan instead of maybe trying to play with a chip on their shoulder deserve to lose by 60 in this game. And Wyoming defeats Toledo 16-15 in the Arizona Bowl. So those are your college football scores. And we'll get back to the NBA, as all 6 NBA games are now a final that were played on the penultimate day. FSU had like 25 minutes. Yeah, that's what I heard. A lot of missing players. They're not going to win. I mean, come on. As Isumnu has the ball, he's back into the game now. Halliburton with it. Give it over to Randall. Randall for three, and he drains it. It's a 7-point lead again for the Dubbmans. 2.5 to play. A full set of starters is 22. Madness, absolutely. But as I said, you know what? Now, if you opt out of the game because you want to worry, because you're declaring eligible for the draft, that's one thing. But if you're, as you see Trae Young there with the layup there, he has 24 in this game. But I don't even give the excuse of the transfer portal or the fact that this is a meaningless game if you are not declaring eligible for the draft to skip the bowl game. As you see Julius Randle, no good as Achimura gets the rebound. In fact, actually, I think the transfer portal should not even be open until the day after the national championship game. See Bogdanovich for three, no good. So as I say, I don't feel bad for Florida State. I felt bad they got left out, but I'm happy they got blasted by 60 in this game, just for how some of the players acted and some of the fans. The portal is a complete shit show. I absolutely agree that the portal is a complete shit show. And there's the bucket right there, and it's 82-79. Back to a three-point lead again. It's Ayo Dosunmu. Give it over to Halliburton. He drains the three. It's back to a 6-point lead again. I do agree that the transfer portal is a complete shit show. That's why I'm okay with it, but there needs to be a short window, and it can't be opened until the day after the national championship game. Don't give any of these punks an opportunity to just quit on their team that they're already playing when they have a game left. And there's a 3-point by Julius Randle. Or no, that's not Randle. And you see Mikal Bridges there, but he's going to make sure that this game stays closer than it should be. That was actually Adrian Griffin there that hit the three-pointer there. That was... Tells you how much it happens when I actually am. You see Julius Randle. There he goes, and he gets the 2 points back, and it's 90-81 with under 12 to play now. Now it's under 10, I should say. Young with it. Down by 9. Young coming around with the layup attempt. He's blocked, and that will do it. At the end of 3, the Sacramento Dubbmans with a 90-81 lead over the Minneapolis Sports Gurus. Will the road team make it 9 of 11 wins in watch games, or will we see fourth quarter magic? Stay tuned and find out. We're going to have the State Farm assist of the game here. And I know it was towards Julius Randle. I know that. Didn't get a chance to see who had that assist. As we head back. And I will be announcing the first game after the new year as we head to the fourth quarter. As I said, we're not going to have any games the next couple nights. As you see Simmons, Hardaway Jr., Shungan, Griffin, and Lavaria. They see Tim Hardaway Jr. for 3, no good. That was the lineup for Sacramento. See Willie Hernan-Gomez giving back over to Trae Young. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. It's a 9-point game. Look at that. Trae Young. Look at that layup there. 90-83. Looking at the field goals. 36-65 for the Sports Gurus. 38-65 for the Dubbmans. Simmons coming around. Look at Simmons. He comes back with a nice layup there. Looking at the shooting percentage, both teams over 50% shooting. Dubbmans closer to 60 with 59% shooting. So both teams have shot the ball pretty well in this game. Trae Young, no good, as Shingun with the rebound. Adrian Griffin gives it over to Simmons. Simmons, in and out, no good. Hernan-Gomez grabs the rebound. Bogdan Bogdanovic, got to hold on to that ball, man. Got to do a little bit better with that ball security there. You see Trae Young, though, with a jump shot there. It's good. Back to a 7-point lead again. Trae Young with 28 points in this game. 14 of them mid-range here. You see Simmons, shot no good, but Shingun gets the rebound, and he's going to get fouled. Trae Young called for his second personal foul.
First team foul. At the line for the away team, Al Alfred Schengen. 2 shots.
Oh, Shingun. Alpern Shingun. As Shingun will miss the first one. As I said, I'm learning some of these pronunciations through the PA announcer. Shingun, it's the second one here, as Bogdan Bogdanovic with it. 93-85. Back over to Jackson. Jackson with it. He gets the jump shot. No good. Simmons will get the rebound. See Anthony Simmons with it. Coming around. Back over to Hardaway Jr. Hardaway Jr. for 3. He drains it. It's an 11-point lead again. The Dubbmans, I said, have made 7 more 3-pointers than the Sports Gurus. Then there, Trae Young. No good. Shingun gets the rebound. You see Tim Hardaway Jr. here. Give it over to Simmons. Simmons with 10 to shoot. He loses it, and that's going to be a steal by Young. Young crossing midcourt now. He's just outside the 3-point line now. Holding on to it. Being guarded by Ben Simmons. Young loses it, and Tim Hardaway Jr. will now get the steal. Dubbin's going the other way. Griffin for 3. He drains it. It's a 14-point lead. They led by as many as 15 in this game. And that was in the first quarter. There's a potential YouTube short there. Hachimura for 3. No good. Simmons will grab the rebound. You see Hardaway Jr. for 3, and he drains it. It's a 17-point lead as the Dubbmans hit the century mark. They are on a quick 12-2 run here in 2:59. And a timeout called by the Sports Gurus, and time for me to announce the first game coming up after the New Year, because reminder, we do not have games tomorrow or Monday because of New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I may do, as I say, a stream on New Year's Day, like after the college football playoff games, maybe some 40. I don't know if you're up for Specta or a tight spot. We can play a couple of games of Fortnite after the college football games. But without further ado, the announcement of Tuesday's game will be the Pittsburgh Snowman, named after Walty Snowman, at the New Jersey FGs. So we head to the Garden State, and we head to my man FG's territory. In fact, actually, you can call it somewhat my territory because I was born in Jersey, but I call myself Cali Rays. And that is going to be the matchup coming up. And then we got a good matchup between two great friends of content creators on Wednesday, but I will not announce that matchup until Tuesday night for the fourth quarter of the FGs and the Snowman game. 8:11 to play here in the fourth quarter here at the Target Center. Sacramento up by 17, their largest of the game. You see Powell, and he loses it. Hardaway Jr. now has it. McDaniels has it. And he's going to go to the line as Hachimura is called for the foul.
First personal foul, second team foul. Shooting for Sacramento, Jaden McDaniels.
And by the way, starting Tuesday, we're going to head down the stretch here as McDaniels misses the first one. I will be doing a game next Sunday night, but that will be after the Sunday night football game. Next Sunday will be the end of the first scheduling block And midway through next week, we will start seeing a couple teams that have already been featured. You see Trae Young with the missed shot there. I think from Thursday to Sunday, I think we're going to start seeing teams. Some teams have already been featured because, as you see there is a steal there by Trae Young coming around. 7.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Back over to Bogdanovich. Back to Achimura. Achimura to Trae Young. Trae Young for three. No good. Simmons with the rebound. 18-point lead is the largest lead of the game for the Dubbmans. As you hear the crowd booing here. Well, like I say, starting next week, in the middle of next week, as you see Ben Simmons with the layup there and puts it to a 20-point lead. But as I was saying, though, for those that are watching this on YouTube or those that are not on the ad break, as you see Norman Powell for three, no good. Şengün gets a rebound. Starting Thursday, I think we're going to see teams that have been featured will get a second game. There's 4 teams at least that's going to be in that position because the last 4 teams was kind of hard for me to find between to find the last 4 teams that have not played each other and that have not been on watch games yet. So as you see Trae Young for three, no good. As I said, the first 2 scheduling blocks, every team's at least guaranteed to be shown at least once. No team will be shown more than twice on a scheduling block. So you have a maximum of 4 times you can be seen within the first 2 scheduling blocks. But spoiler alert, the most you're going to see any team within the first 2 scheduling blocks combined are going to be 3 times. Because none of the teams that are going to be shown twice in this first scheduling, Lions got fucked hard on live TV. I saw they were losing. Is that a final? And I know you were rooting for the Lions in that game because I know, FG, you're a big Cowboy hater. 20-19. Oh, I saw it was 17-13 with 2 minutes to go. Lions got the TD, and then they went for 2. You know what? I can't really blame Dan Campbell for that. You know, he wants to, they got it, but through the latest flag. Oh, I can't wait to see. And by the way, Franchise Gaming joins us here at Target Center as Şengün with it. Illegal touching for a lineman that didn't report. Oh. But he was covered up, so it should not have been a flag. You know how the refs are sometimes. They like to have a... So Kingston beat Mox. Wow. Wasn't covered up, and as you see, there's a timeout called by the Dubbmans. So I don't know if you were lurking, FG, but if you were lurking, I don't know if you heard me, but you do go up on Tuesday, or I think I told you last night. But I just announced your matchup for everybody else, and you do go up against Walty, good old Walty Snowman. And you will be the home team. You ready for your close-up? Well, let's hope that you can become the 3rd home team to against Walty. You say MFG. Yeah, I did say against Walty. Good old Walty, man. I haven't seen him in a while. Good God, Pete. But we will, at the end of the game, go over statistics, team-wise as well as individual players, and then we'll go through the 10-minute ticker, or not even 10-minute ticker, because we're going to go over simulated games for this day, the next day, and the day after. I usually try to do at least 3 calendar days before the next game to try to expedite the season. Good God, yeah. But no, man, I'm sorry for any Lions fans on here. 3 fouls on the same place at the broadcast. Wow, 3 fouls? Are you kidding me, Spectre? Shungun hands it off to Ben Simmons here, 118-87. Could have called either of them. Halliburton. And it's good. It's a 16-point game. Tragic. Well, I'm sure Spectre doesn't care because he's a Bears fan, and he's probably glad to see the Lions lose. Great for revamp, though, yeah. Yeah, I think the revamps are going to go this week, by the way, speaking of revamp. I don't at all. LOL. See, Norman Powell with the shot, and it's good. 113-89. As I said, I'm kind of neutral. I was kind of a little bit neutral on this game, but I kind of would have loved to have seen the Lions at least try to get as high of a seed they could. C4 here. McDaniels for 3. No good. See Trae Young coming around. Young for 3. No good. Halliburton with the rebound. Back over to Simmons. Lions were in the running for the number 1 seed with the win tonight. Yeah. Murray with the rebound here. Keegan Murray. Give it over to Trae Young. Back over to Mikal Bridges. As we're under 3 to play here. It is pretty academic, as you can see here, as I have the chat. Really good chat here. See Trae Young for 3. He drains it. Hey, they're within 21 with 2.5 to play. The largest overcome lead in the watch games has been 17, and that was a couple of nights ago. You see Halliburton coming around. Şengün for 3, no good. Vucevic will get the rebound. That was a couple of nights ago when the Houston Dirty Casuals came back against the San Diego Quickie Marts. And Trae Young with the miss there. Şengün gets the rebound, and it's 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Home teams in the watch games, pretty tragic. As you see Ben Simmons there with the jam. And I say pretty tragic because in a minute and 43, though, home teams will be 2-9 in watched games. You see Simmons with another rebound, so see Randall coming around. Randall loses it, and it's a violation, but really doesn't really matter. As you can see, the benches are going to get emptied here. Simmons stays in the game. DeSomo, Griffin, LaRavia. And I said, these things go a little too fast for me. You see the lineup. Bridges with it. 115-92, and stick around, guys, because as I said, we're going to go over a little bit of stats. Trae Young for 3, no good. Azubuike gets the rebound. Ayo DeSumo with it. They stick around because we'll go over some stats for players, as well as you see Ayo for 3. Vucevic will grab the rebound. Bridges with it. Young will have it. 40 seconds here. The Vucevic, and Vucevic will get the jam there. The Sports Gurus were down earlier by 15 in the first quarter. They were able to come back and have a brief lead in the second half as LaRavia with a shot no good. But after that, the Dubbmans went on a run, and it's been all theirs after that, as we're down to the last seconds of this game. The Sports Gurus do have to get a shot up, as you see Powell for 3, and he will drain it. and they're just going to hold on to the ball here. And that will do it here as the Sacramento Dubbmans will get their 10th win of the season. They go to 10-5. Momentarily, they are 10-5, and the Minneapolis Sports Gurus momentarily fall to 7-8 on the season, losing 3 in a row. As the Dubbmans defeat the Sports Gurus 115-97 here, as there is a interview here. David Aldridge, you can't hear it, but he is interviewing Julius Randle. As Tyrese Halliburton will get the player of the game. But I gotta skip some of that because somehow I get copyright claim for some of this background music when I post it on YouTube. So let's go look at the statistics here. Let's see. Trae Young, 31 points, 5 rebounds, 14 assists, and a steal. Well, look at that turnover, number 4. That's not going to help you win games. Norman Powell, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers. Nikola Vucevic, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 turnover. Rui Hachimura, 10 points and 3 rebounds. Bogdan Bogdanovic, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Willie Hernan-Gomez, 6.7 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. So all the positive stats, he was able to get at least one of. Mikal Bridges, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Keegan Murray, only 3 points, 5 rebounds, and assist. Reggie Jackson, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Anthony Black did not play. Jalen Smith did not play. Nickeil Alexander-Walker did not play. And Dariq Whitehead did not play. I'm very surprised they didn't empty the bench like that. And for the Dubbmans, Tyrese Halliburton, 25 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 steal, and a turnover. Julius Randle, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and 2 turnovers. Ben Simmons had 18 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He could have had a double-double for sure in this game. 1 steal, 2 blocks, and a turnover. Tim Hardaway Jr., 17, 1, 6, and 3. Alperen Şengün, 17 points, 13 rebounds, and assists, a double-double in this game. AJ Griffin, 9 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Jaden McDaniels, 4 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Jake LaRavia, 3 points. He had that 3-pointer. Udoka Azubuike, 2 points and a rebound. Ayo Dosunmu, no points, no rebounds, and only had 2 assists. Olivier Maxence Prosper, straight zeros of 4 minutes. Jordan Goodwin didn't play. Bryce Sensabaugh did not play. And that is it for individual stats. Now let's look at team comparisons here. The Dubbmans shot 56% from the field to 49% for the Gurus. Free three-pointers, 45% for the Dubbmans to 43% for the Sports Gurus. Free throws, not many it's small sample. The Gurus made all their shots in 3 attempts. The Dubbmans went 2 of 4. We got the higher percentage. Fast break points, the Dubbmans with 10 and Sports Gurus with 4. Points in the paint, 56-48 in favor of the Dubbmans. Both teams have 4 second chance points. The Dubbmans had a better bench production, 32-25 for the Sports Gurus. In the assist category, also goes to the Dubbmans with 35-27 for Sports Gurus. Offensive rebounds, 5-3 for the Dubbmans. And also for the defensive rebounds, 40-35, which makes it a total of 45-38. The Dubbmans win the rebound battle. Steals, 6-3 for the Dubbmans. Blocks, 2 for the Dubbmans, 1 for the Sports Guru. Turnovers, only 4 committed by the Dubbmans, but they only got 2 off of the 7 that they forced on the... Oh, no, wait a minute. They got 11 off the 7 that they forced the Sports Gurus to commit. However, the Sports Gurus only got 2 points off of the 4 turnovers that the Dubbmans committed. We don't care about the fouls. Dunks 8-6. And as I said, the biggest lead of the game was 26 for the Dubbmans. And only 2-point lead for the Sports Gurus. And that was, I believe, only twice in that game. There was 2-0, and I think they may have had a 2-point lead in the third quarter, but that was about it. This has been a total dominant game. So that is it for this game. 115-97, the final score. So now let's simulate through the date here. No injuries to report for this game, so now we can look at the daily view for November 24th. The Tampa Cocos have now won 4 of 5 since they started off 0-11. They are now 4-12. They defeat the Boston Big Babies 120-88. The Big Babies are 5-11, and now suddenly the Cocos may not be the worst team in the league. The Memphis Jedis go to 7-8 with a 130-120 win over the Las Vegas Tight Spots. The Tight Spots are now 4-12. The New York Kills with a 119-117 winners over last night's watch game winner, the Jacksonville Blaze. The Blaze are now 11-5, and the Kills are 9-6. The Chicago Murdas 119, the Pittsburgh Snowman 112, with the Murdas at 11-6, and the Snowman at 4-12. The Seattle Dad Gamers are 9-7 now, with a 129-122 win over the Houston Dirty Casuals. The Columbus John Jakes go to get their 10th win of the season with a 120-101 victory over the Cincinnati Nasty Natties in a Central Division battle. The John Jakes are 10-6, and the Nasty Natties are 9-6. The Milwaukee Thrizzles with a 118-109 win over the Washington Craniacs. The Craniacs are now 5-10, with the Thrizzles at 7-9. In a game that you watched, my Sacramento Dubbmans with a 115-97 win over the Minneapolis Sports Gurus. The Austin Cinco Ochos with an upset win over the Phoenix JG9s, 113-105. The Cinco Ochos, I believe, are now number 1 as of right now in the Western Conference. They are 12-4, and the JG9s are 12-5. The San Diego Quickie Marts with a 123-117 overtime win over the New Orleans Ninjas, as the Ninjas fall to 8-8 and the Quickie Marts go to 4-10. So those are your games for November 24th. Let's look at November 25th. So we're going to sim through the date there. Let's look at the daily view here, and the Oklahoma City Breezy Bunch 113-98 win over the Philadelphia Shawnos. Shawnos fall to 8-8, and the Breezy Bunch go to 11-5. The Jacksonville Blaze 134-119 wins over New Jersey FGs, who we're going to be watching on Tuesday night. I'm sorry, FG, if you're still lurking. Sorry, man. The simulation screwed you over. But no, I'm a fan of Blaze too. But the Blaze are 12-5, and the FGs are 9-6. Kaz Craig gets a win as his Washington Craniacs, a 94-92 win over the Louisville Outcasts. The Outcasts are 7-8, and the Craniacs are 6-10. The Anaheim Baffles defeat the Cleveland Clinkers 134-112, where the Baffles are 11-6, and the Clinkers are 3-13. Though the New Orleans Ninjas do get a win, they're back to being above 500 with a 110-94 win over the Salt Lake City Sports Gaming. 9-8 for the Ninjas, and the Sports Gaming are now 7-9. The Dallas Revamps with a 94-82 win over the San Diego Quickie Marts. So the Revamps reach double-digit wins. They are 10-6 on the season. Meanwhile, the Quickie Marts are 4-11. So that does it for the games on November 25th. Now we're going to go to my birthday on November 26th. So sim to the date, no injuries to report again. So no new injuries so far. We still do got one more game, by the way. One more day that we're going to sim. As we got the Portland Bear Caves, we're going to start off with a 112-91 win over the Milwaukee Griswolds. The Bear Caves are now 11-5, and the Griswolds are 7-10. The Outcasts go to 500, back to 500 with a 135-125 win over the Boston Big Babies. They are 8-8. The Big Babies 5-12. The loser of tonight's watch matchup, the Minneapolis Sports Gurus, get a win in simulation mode as they defeat the Memphis Jedis 129-107. The Jedis are 7-9. The Sports Gurus are 8-8. The New York Kills with a 116-113 win. They had to come back from behind, and they edge out the Las Vegas Tight Spots by 3. The Tight Spots are 4-13, and the Guilds are 10-6. The Tampa Bay Cocos break them up. They have won 5 of 6 with a 122-117 win over the Richmond Dark Wolves. The Cocos are now 5-12. As I said, they won 5 of 6 to start off 0-11. The Dark Wolves started off 0-6. They won 3 in a row, including getting their first win over the Craniacs in a watch game. But they lost 6 since they won 3 in a row. And I don't know what's going on, but the FGs lose again. This time to the Chicago Murders, 119-92. The Murders are 12-6, and the FGs are 9-7. The Cleveland Clinkers, 105-94 win over the Pittsburgh Snowmen. Both teams are 4-13 on the season. The Austin Cinco Ochos with a 138-84 win over the Seattle Dad Gamers, and the Cinco Ochos are 13-4, while the Dad Gamers are 9-8. So that will do it for November 26th, which is my birthday. And now we got one more here because we got one more game, and that will be one more day to simulate. And let me see, because looking at it, let me go and look at the daily view just to make sure I'm going to get the right. Yeah, we are going to get the right one. All right. So we can sim this one. Oh, very rarely do I go the entire simulation ticker without haven't seen any injuries here. See, daily view here for November 27th. Look at that. The Craniacs actually get a 1-2 in a row now. 130-111 win over the Columbus John Jakes. Both of them have the opposite record, as Kaz Cray has 7-10 and 7-10, as the John Jakes are 10-7. The Portland Bear Caves fall to the Cincinnati Nasty Natties 102-97. The Bear Cave fall to 11-6, and the Nasty Natties go up to 10-6. The Philadelphia Shawnos with the 125-104 win over the Anaheim Baffles. Shawnos are back to being above 500 at 9-8, and the Baffles are 11-7. The Salt Lake City Sports Gaming with a 110-100 win over the New Orleans Ninjas. They are 9-9 on the season. Seattle Dad Gamers also fall to 9-9. They lose 111-103 to the San Diego Quickie Marts. And that will do it for the 10-minute ticker. Or I say the simulation ticker, as I'm going to put it back on FG's thing, because he is the home team coming up in the game coming up on Tuesday night. And now we're going to go look at the injury reports. Shawno's no injuries. Griswold still has Malachi Branham out 2 to 4 weeks. Terry Rozier day-to-day for the Murdas. Paolo Banchero out 1 to 2 weeks for the Clinkers. No injuries for the Big Babies. None for the Quickie Marts. None for the Jedis. None for Louisville. None for Jacksonville. The Richmond Dark Wolves are without the services of Devin Booker for another week, 1 to 2 weeks. Salt Lake City, no injuries. Dubbmans still had no Xavier Tillman, and they were able to come out and win by 18 against the Sports Gurus. But Tillman's still out 1 to 2 weeks. The New York Hills are without DeAndre Ayton and Josh Hart. DeAndre Ayton out 4 to 6 months. You might as well just say the season, unless the playoffs come. Josh Hart day-to-day, though. Anaheim Baffle still without Jalen Brunson 4 to 6 weeks. Tampa Bay has no. Tampa Coco's none. Dallas has no injuries. AFG, your man Cameron Johnson out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken right leg. So that is an injury there. Seattle Dad Gamers, Osman still out 2 to 4 months. Cincinnati Nasty Natty, Oscar Thompson day-to-day. New Orleans Ninjas, Ricky Rubio out 1 to 2 weeks with a severe right ankle sprain, and then Aldama hyperextended right elbow day-to-day. No injuries for Columbus. Pittsburgh Snowman will be without Lonzo Ball for 2 to 4 weeks, and without Jaren Jackson Jr. So this is probably going to be the game where there's actually going to be a lot of players out with injuries coming up on Tuesday. So that should be a very interesting one. Houston Dirty Casuals still without Najee Marshall. Austin Cinco Ochos, no injuries. Las Vegas Tight Spots. Corey Kispert out 1 to 2 weeks with back spasms. The Breezy Bunch, no injuries. No injuries for the Sports Gurus. None for the Bear Caves. None for Phoenix. And Washington Craniacs are without Zubats. Day-to-day with right shin splints. And that is your injury report. And let's see here. Who do I want to raid as... I am going to raid, but I do want to actually give out... I do want to give out some information, though, that I do want to tell people as leading into the games, or leading into the new year. I know everybody that's on here that's probably going to be doing something for New Year's Eve tomorrow. If you do something for New Year's Eve, I don't know whether it's just going to be home with your family because you don't want to be out doing crazy stuff. But for those that are going to go out, I just want to tell you guys, please do not go out and drink and drive. Have the Lyft app handy. Have taxi, if they still exist. Local cab, because a $40 cab ride is better than you getting pulled over or getting into an accident where you or someone else can get seriously hurt or killed. There's no excuse for drunk driving. But as I said, I want you guys to go out and have fun, but just don't do anything dangerous. Don't do anything stupid. If you guys have to, please, I do encourage people, if you're going to go somewhere, make sure you're inside maybe around before 11 p.m. when everything starts getting crazy. I know that there's a reason why I planned on doing the stream earlier today, as I said, around like 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern. That would be 10 or 11 a.m. my time, but there's a lot going on that I couldn't get it started early, only because we want to get stuff for tomorrow out of the way. And if we have to be somewhere, we're probably not going to be out later than I think. We're probably going to be home before, I think, 2 or 3 p.m. local time. But please, guys, I wish you guys a happy new year. Be safe out there and be smart as well. Before we get to I just want to get that out, guys. Another thing, on my Twitter account, as you guys can probably see here, as we're about to have an incoming ads or snooze for 5 minutes because I don't want to have an ad break going into the last. I don't want an ad break going into the last few minutes I'm on the air here. As you can see here, follow me on Twitter or X and Instagram at VOD Productions. But I will have the list of the standings and how you guys are ranking in the conferences right now. That will be up, as well as maybe some awards, weekly awards, and some statistical leaders that I will put up as well. But that's what I wanted to get out. And now, for the last bit of business, we're going to find out who do I want to raid here. Who is worthy of me to raid. And you know what? Because he's going to be coming up this week, and also he's a good friend, I'm going to give Shano a raid. He's doing NBA 2K as well. And to remind you guys that coming up on Tuesday night, we will have the Pittsburgh Snowman at the New Jersey FGs as we head to the Garden State. And before I end this, reminding you that the final score, the Sacramento Dubbmans 115 and the Minneapolis Sports Gurus 97. And once again, the road team wins again on a watched game. They are now 9-2 in the 11 watched games that we have played so far. But as I said, you guys, off to Shano. For those of you guys who are watching on Twitch, later VDub, and Happy New Year. If I don't see you before then, hey man, Happy New Year too, Specta. And please, again, as I said, be safe and be smart if you're doing something tomorrow night, bro. But, as I said, though, guys, anybody that's going out tomorrow, please be safe and be smart. The crib for me, brother. There you go, man. But as I say this, guys, Happy New Year, and I hope to see you guys on Tuesday for CCBA action. And I may do a Fortnite stream after the college football games on Monday. Stay tuned for that. But peace out, Pisons. You guys take care.